if you're vegan and you're eating a vegan diet, you need to have a perfect vegan diet to be healthy. You need to know what you're doing in terms of supplementation and how to meet the nutrient needs that aren't being met through diet.
Hey, this is Ryan of Happy Healthy Vegan. So yes, as the title shows, you're going to see the blood test results of someone who's been vegan for not only 10, but actually more like 10 and a half years. And something that I probably didn't get in the title of that is that I'm 53, almost 54 years old. I'll be 54 next month. So you're going to see the results of someone who's been eating a 100% vegan diet for long term, by most people's standards, and someone over the age of 50 to see how my health has been affected for the positive or negative after not having any animal products for 10 years. And we'll see if vegans are truly, long-term vegans are deficient in the things you hear that vegans should be deficient in, like B12 and protein and iron and stuff like that. So let's jump right in. And so that this video doesn't become some 30-minute epic on blood tests, I'm not going to go over every last detail of these blood test results. I'm going to go over the main key, the most interesting things that you're probably here to learn about. So if you really want to see the entirety of my blood tests, I'll put them up here so you can pause and zoom in as you please. So first of all, let's see if I'm diabetic, because if you're not familiar with how I eat, it may shock you. You'd probably think I'd have diabetes from having 8 bananas a day for pretty much the past 8 years. I eat tons of rice and potatoes.
Guidelines for carbohydrates by the American Diabetes Association is 40 to 60 grams of carbohydrate a day. This is insane. How much carbohydrate do we need, or how much do we require? 0. We don't need carbohydrates. In fact, we're better without carbohydrates.
A lot of people would think, yeah, especially a person my age, 100% I should be diabetic. Well, hate to break it to you, I've been getting my blood tested and putting it up here for you guys to see on YouTube ever since we started our channel. Last time was in 2019. If we look at this time, 2021, not even close. My fasting glucose is under 100, which puts it well within the reference range. Now let's take a look at hemoglobin A1C, which is a marker for diabetes or pre-diabetes. And it's the same this time as it was back in 2019. It's pretty much always 5.4, in this case 5.5, which means I'm neither diabetic nor pre-diabetic. As they've been the entire time I've been getting my blood tested as a vegan, my hemoglobin A1C is considered normal. And anyone who's been vegan for longer than a day has heard from all your concerned friends and family how you're going to be deficient in protein, and this is just complete nonsense, and the blood tests speak for themselves. Once again, protein and albumin are completely well within the reference ranges. And if I could have a nickel for every time someone said, oh, if you're vegan, you're going to be low in iron, deficient in iron, you'll even become anemic, well, I'd have quite a few nickels stored up by now. So let's take a look at this year's blood test results, because they're the same. I'm not deficient and anemic or anything like that. In fact, all 4 markers here for iron are healthy and well within the reference ranges. All right, so let's talk about vitamin B12 and supplementing with B12, because a lot of people say, oh, you're cheating as a vegan, you're taking a supplement. Well, the fact is, most Americans probably should be taking a B12 supplement, and that goes for everyone over the age of 50. That's what the government recommends, vegan or not. But anyway, 40% of North Americans, not vegans, just North Americans, are low or dangerously low in B12. So for that reason alone, most people, unless they know better, they get their blood tested frequently, should be taking a B12 supplement. I've been no different. For the past 5 years, I started supplementing, which means for the first 5 years as a vegan, I was taking no supplements, but I was monitoring myself, getting my blood tested. I was always in like the 400 range, which is safely fine. Anyway, about 5 years ago, I started taking a sublingual B12 spray, which boosted my levels to over 1,000, which is like off the charts high. And I was a little concerned about that. So 2 years ago, I started an experiment, and I just found out the results now. About 2 years ago, I stopped taking the B12 spray and relied pretty much solely on B12 that was like fortified into plant-based milks and stuff like that. But primarily I was getting my B12 from a supplement I'd been taking to just get some more gains at the gym. It's called Clean Green Protein. It's put up by a company called Clean Machine. I came because it had a really strong amino acid profile, and it turns out it's a whole food plant that has just a ton of other nutrients in it, and it was discovered about a couple years ago that B12, several forms of bioavailable B12 were in this plant. It's called duckweed. It's just like it grows on the top of ponds. Anyway, so I said, all right, I'll just stop taking my B12 spray and just see what happens here. So I finally got my results. And fortunately, I'm still fine. My B12 levels are almost 600, 587 to be precise. And I feel this is a really good, healthy range for me to be in because I told you before, they were kind of high, kind of like shockingly high before. So anyway, I see that maybe I could actually benefit from using a little bit more of the sublingual spray, which I still have here. So I'll probably just use both of them and see what happens on my next blood test results. By the way, if you're interested in checking out Clean Machine Green Protein, I'm not sponsored or anything. They're friends of mine. I'm affiliate of theirs, and use our code HAPPYVEGAN and save 10% on your orders at cleanmachineonline.com. So far, so good. All these things that vegans are supposed to be deficient in or diabetic with, I'm doing just fine. But I'm going to show you, because I'm completely honest and transparent about what we do here, I'm going to show you the 2 items that were out of the reference range on my blood test. And one was a little bit of a surprise, a little bit, and it was vitamin D. I say that because, we absorb vitamin D through exposing our skin to sunlight. And since the gyms have been closed for the past many months, I've been playing a lot of outdoor basketball, thinking I was getting a lot of sunshine. But strangely, when I got the results back, they were lower than last time when, before COVID, back when I was playing indoor basketball. It was 30 back in 2019, which is the low end of the reference range. And that's usually where I am at. I'm in the low 30s typically, but this time I was 28. Again, completely shocked. I thought I was getting plenty of sunshine. So maybe I wasn't. Maybe, I guess, for the past few months, I've been playing basketball either earlier in the day or later in the day because it's pretty hot at high noon. I don't want to get all sunburned. So maybe I'm getting less sun than I thought I was. So anyway, my friends, again at Clean Machine, they just put out like the past couple weeks this completely vegan, organic vitamin D3 supplement. It's made out of some kind of algae. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start taking this, and then next time I get my blood tested, I'll see where my vitamin D3 levels are. But let me know what supplements you guys might be taking for vitamin D3, because this is new to me. Like I said, I've never had to worry about vitamin D before. So lastly, let's move on to cholesterol, which is kind of an interesting, misunderstood topic. I've heard many anti-vegans claim because there's no dietary cholesterol in our diets that we're going to be deficient in cholesterol. First of all, they're failing to acknowledge the medical fact that our own bodies produce our own cholesterol. It's not like an essential nutrient you need to go get like protein or something like that. It's our bodies produce what we need. Furthermore, there are dietary ways to increase your cholesterol by having like foods that are high in saturated fat. That'll raise your LDL cholesterol. So let's take a look at mine here. And this is pretty typical for me. Genetically, it's hard for me to get my cholesterol under 160. Even when I'm eating super clean, when I tried raw many years ago, no processed foods, I couldn't get it under 150, which a lot of vegan heart doctors claim we should aim for. But anyway, here it's well within under the reference range, being 180 here, and everything else is looking good too. My triglycerides, my HDL, which is the good cholesterol, VLDL, all within reference range. But for the past few years, like maybe 4 years, I've noticed that my LDL cholesterol has been more troublesome. So there goes the theory that vegans can't have above average ranges of at least one kind of cholesterol here, LDL cholesterol. So yeah, 115, and it was 101 last time, just 1 point over the reference range. So I'm not sure what to make of this because, this is one indicator of heart health, and there are many other indicators of my heart health which shows that my heart's doing pretty well. Let's take a look at some. So the following data comes from my Apple Watch, which I almost always have on me. It's just charging up right now because it used up a lot of energy at the gym earlier today. But my resting heart rate is 51, and let's see what that means because that's pretty good. According to this article on medicine.net, and you can find others, I didn't cherry pick here, it says a heart rate of 50 beats per minute is good if you're an athlete. It's a good indicator that your heart is functioning well. The normal is about 60 to 100, so I'm quite a bit under that. However, athletes have their heart rate as low as 40 to 50 beats per minute, which is normal for them. They say current research says people with lower resting heart rates have lower chances of heart attacks and tend to live longer lives, pretty much because their hearts are operating more efficiently. And my watch makes an estimation of my VO2 max. And for the past year, it tabulates that I'm above average. But for the past 5 months, it says I'm higher than above average. It's actually in the category known as high. And if you're curious about how much I exercise a month or per day on average, my watch keeps track of that too. It's approximately 1 hour a day. And the last marker I'll cover here is testosterone, both total and free. I'm only going to talk about this briefly because I spent about 10 minutes or so going over this in more detail in my last video, which covered specifically my vegan testosterone levels. Anyway, just to make a long story short, they are very high. Both total and free testosterone for me are actually kind of off the charts for a person my age. Well, they're at basically what a peak young man produces. It's what Joe Rogan aims to get when he gets testosterone replacement therapy. So yeah, that's what I get naturally eating a 100% vegan diet. So I'm going to conclude with some thoughts about my blood tests. In case you're not aware, I think this may be the 6th time I've shown my vegan blood test results. I've always wanted to be honest, open, and transparent about how a vegan diet is affecting me. And I really want to know too. I want to know if I need to make any tweaks or changes. So what am I going to do from this day forward given this particular blood test? Like I said, I'm going to try this a Clean Machine vitamin D3 supplement out and see how that affects my vitamin D levels. And after that, there's my LDL cholesterol levels, which I tell you have been, a little bit higher than the reference range for the past 3 or 4 years. So right now, I'm extremely strongly considering visiting a vegan cardiologist. Daniela Bilardo, she practices not too far from us here. So I'm thinking it'd be a worthwhile experience to go and meet with a professional, a heart professional who's a vegan, and see what she says about, I'll show her everything that I showed you guys here and more, and get a more complete picture of where my heart health really is. See if she recommends I get maybe a calcium heart scan, or who knows. I'm not a medical doctor, I'm not a health professional. Furthermore, there is a history of heart disease in my family, so I think now at age 53 it would be prudent to go seek the advice of an expert in this field. So let me know down in the questions and comments, do you think I should go do that or not? I tell you, I'm really strongly leaning towards doing so. So I'm just going to think about it some more. So let me hear your thoughts about this. So anyway, if you like this video, hit the like button. And if you're new to our channel, hit subscribe for more fact-based, evidence-based information about vegan diets here on Happy Healthy Vegan. So I guess that's it, guys. So yeah, like, comment. Until next time, guys, let's keep it vegan because it doesn't suck being vegan. And before I go, I want to give some big shout outs to our latest supporters on Patreon. Anita, Sarah, Lucas, Gregory, Mahesh, and Mountains in the Sea. Thank you so much for your contributions, helping us keep our little program going on here. Thank you.
When does the pain